Hello Beauty Squad, it's your girl TeeTee, LaTanya Kristina. Most people call me TeeTee or Tanya. Welcome to my channel of all things life, love, and beauty. If this is your first time here, and if it's not, welcome back. So good to have you. Today, anytime is always the right time. So I hope you guys are having a good week. It's been a nice week here in LA. Hasn't felt like winter at all, considering I was just in Seattle about a week ago and it was a high of 45 and at night it got down to under 40. I'm like, how do you even live here? But it was a very, very pretty, beautiful, clean air city, and didn't know it was surrounded by water. It's a total city that sits on water, which amazes me. And it's so far up and they're very close to Canada. And I'm like, wow, okay, that explains why it's so darn cold up there. But it's been a good week, you know, come back after that business trip, you know, for a few days. And you come back and it's like 70, 75. It's like, oh my God, this is why we live here in a warm place. So, but today, we're actually heading out to lunch. Well, maybe not lunch, but kind of like an early dinner at one of our favorite Mexican restaurants, Javier's. And it's going to be my better half and I heading out to dinner. Well, we're going to go that way and see a couple other things, and then we're going to go to dinner. So this is going to definitely be a get ready with me using some of my favorite makeup products. And there's definitely a few items I reviewed, and some, you know, I haven't. I just bought them and started using them, that I am going to share with you today. Some of the products that, you know, I really like, you know, and there's some of my, you know, current favorites. So, you know, things that, you know, items I've been reaching for pretty regularly, you know, for the most part, because I know we all have so much makeup, and you know, when I find something I like, I will use it and use it and use it. So my goal this year is to hit pan on some eyeshadow palette this year. I've hit pan on like a bronzer and a blush, but not an eyeshadow palette. So that's my goal this year. I know that's a big goal though, considering how many eyeshadow palettes we all have, and then what we actually use is something completely different. So that's what I'm bringing you today. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You're already here. Just hit the little red square. I believe it's on that side over there. Like, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. I'd be more than happy to talk about that, get it up for you. This is a place of trust. We can talk about, you know, anything here. It's all good. So, and I have a series I'm doing for you guys coming up very soon. So I don't know if all of you know, but I'm actually a senior recruiting and HR, you know, manager. So I got something coming your way as it relates to that and beauty. So keep an eye out for that. So let's just jump into this. Get ready with me as we get ready to go to dinner at some point today, using some of my favorite makeup products. So stay tuned. All right, so let's get started. So I used concealer on my lids, which I used the Born This Way Too Faced concealer in Warm Sand. And then I went in with a beauty sponge and I used my Chanel powder to really kind of prime my face, because I'm going to go with a more radiant foundation today that is currently a favorite too. As far as eyeshadow palettes, I took my shirt off because I'm definitely going to, you know, wear that camouflage top. But Reese's palette has grown on me the more I've used it. You know, it's, you know, obviously different from the Jackie Aina one, which I use pretty regularly. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to keep, you know, my look today, you know, not too just not too much today, but you know, we'll see. So we're going to use the Amrezy palette, and I might incorporate something from Jackie Ina's palette too, since they have definitely been my two favorite palettes. So what I want to use is Georgina, which is or Georgina is the name I know that Amrezy calls Nervina. So I want to use that, and that's why I said I kind of wanted to keep my look kind of easy and simple today, because I'm thinking a nice lip. And I did my brows with precisely my brow pencil from Benefit. Oh my goodness, hands down my favorite brow pencil. And this is number 5. I have 4 and 5. 5 is a little darker than 4, but I tell you, this pencil is just the best. It's thin, it's really thin, and it just, I like this better than the Kat Von D and the Anastasia. Yeah, I said it. So this is a favorite for sure, hands down here. And I love that. And I bought a couple of them, just so you know. I got a couple in PR, and then I went ahead and bought a couple more. That's how much I like it. So let's go in. Let's get started here. And let's start with, as I look at the Jackie Ina palette, and there's definitely some similarities, you know, between the two of them. When I look at, you know, like ginger here in Jackie's palette, and you look at New Yorker and OG in the Amrezy palette. So let's just start off with New Yorker. I love watching Amrezy. So yeah, we are headed out to, I'm just gonna say, an early dinner today. And you know, anytime, you know, we get out of the house, you know, for a little bit is always a plus. And then Chocolate is like, you never wear makeup with me, because I wear it Monday through Friday. And sometimes, you know, on the weekends, if we're not going anywhere, then, you know, I give myself, you know, a break. So, but I'm wearing makeup today, as you see. So, but it's going to be a little, very much, you know, subtle today. So I'm not going to use too much of the New Yorker as I add on more. I say that every time, and I always end up adding on more. Okay, yeah, like that. I'm going to take the same brush. It's a Sigma E 30-something brush, but I love this brush. And I think I'm going to go in with 1988 here. Just take that right over that first color. So, and I love Mexican food. I could eat it really every day. I could eat it. That is the one food I could eat every day. And, you know, obviously I'm always trying to, you know, watch what I eat, you know, watch my weight and all that. And so I haven't had Mexican food in a while. And so we're like, you know what, let's venture out, you know, today and go to Javier's, which is I've been to the one in Las Vegas, so we haven't been to the one out here. They have one in, I think, the Cosmopolitan in Vegas. So we're going to head out. There's one in Orange County in Irvine. That's, you know, not far, not close, you know, from here. So that's where we're venturing, you know, out today. So, you know what? I'm going to put some makeup on, because I have plenty of makeup. I have no shortage of makeup. And so what I've been buying lately in place of makeup has been clothes. I didn't realize. I'm like, oh my God, I buy so much makeup and I haven't really bought a lot of clothes. So I do a lot of shopping at Express. I love Express. I've always loved Express, and I love their jeans. I really love their jeans. I mean, I'm a total 7 for all mankind. kind of girl. I love their jeans. I've loved their jeans. And yes, I've paid $200 for jeans. And a couple of them I still have. Now, whether or not, you know, I can fit them is a different story. But I do. I love Express. I just love Express. So I shop there as often as I can. And they're always having a sale. So it almost often works for me. So as I said, I started using this palette more, you know, a few more times, and it's definitely grown on me, that's for sure. And there's the pressed glitters I still haven't touched in here, and I just not ready to quite take that chance. And you know, something happens. I just haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm taking the first color, New Yorker, and just kind of blending that on the upper part just above 1988. So, but I think it's, you know, I think it's a pretty palette. I reviewed this palette, you know, when it came out. You know, I picked it up, and you know, it's pretty. It's definitely pretty. And it's definitely, because I've used it more, it's definitely become a favorite of mine now. But I think, you know, sometimes, you know, we buy stuff, and when she first started talking about it, and I was kind of like, those colors in there, I wasn't feeling. But if you follow her, they're definitely her. And so I've just given it another chance. I mean, I purchased it, so I may as well, you know, use it. So, and I tell you, you know, anytime my better half, Chocolate, used to work a part-time job, so he quit that job, you know, recently. So we've gotten, you know, some time back, you know, from him. But you know, so now we were back to, you know, doing more things. You know, not sure what trips, if any, we're going to take this year, other than Jamaica is coming in December. One of my closest friends is having her birthday in Jamaica in December. So, and it will be very nice because the weather will be very nice there at that time. And I'm just not taking it all the way over, and I'm going to build up 1988 a little more. Jesus. And I tell you, how's married life so far? We're going on, God, 3 years. God, unbelievable. And we've been in our house almost 2 years, you know, come May, you know, and it's been, you know, not without, you know, its challenges, you know, for sure, but it's definitely all good, you know, though we are in the process of, you know, going to redecorate or upgrade, make a few changes, you know, in the house, you know, this year. Little subtle changes, you know, we're going to make. And I guess I have to now be the interior designer, you know, too, is what it looks like, which is perfectly fine. Our tastes tend to be, you know, a little different. I'm definitely more modern, love color, and he's a bit opposite of me. You know, in my house I had, you know, yellows and, you know, purple furniture, my love of the Lakers. And, you know, I had, you know, just a lot of colors. So definitely, you know, cognizant of the fact that, you know, it's not just me in the house, you know, anymore. I'm trying to get some of that fell out. It's not popping enough for me right now, so I'm going to wet my brush a little bit and try it, you know, with that. Yeah. See, that's why I took my shirt off. But So the, you know, home decorating and upgrades and all that is always a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. To me, we visit Home Depot a lot, and I love Home Depot. And so we have an idea of, you know, what we want to do and how we want the, you know, the floors to be. You know, we have carpet. I hate carpet. And we're going to pull up, you know, this carpet eventually and, you know, put some flooring, you know, down. So can't wait for that. I'm going back into 1988 and just kind of tapping that on the outer corner here. And you know what I'm going to do to kind of spice this up a bit? Now I'm going to go into the Jackie Aina palette. And I'm going to take this red here, Wigglies, kind of just put that on the outer corner there because I just love that red, this red that Wigglies is. And just kind of tap it on there, rightfully so. All right, foundation. And because I set, you know, I primed my face with a powder, I think I can get away with Radiant today. We're going to try to get away with Radiant today. As I see some just right there. And we'll see how this is. And this is the NARS Radiant Foundation in Morea. Love this. So we're going to make, you know, a lot of changes. You know, I don't want to say a lot, but definitely some, you know, lots of upgrades that needed to, you know, be done. You know, home decorating is it's always exciting and fun. And then, you know, especially when we get to the part when we're gonna, you know, buy new furniture. Oh my God, can't wait for that part. And that's definitely going to be last, considering all that, you know, the little things we have to do in the kitchen, and then, you know, the flooring that needs to be done. You know, all that will, the furniture will likely be last, because we're going to change the, you know, the floors, you know, get rid of the carpet, because we both hate the carpet. And my house had hardwood floors, so there was carpet in there when I moved in there. And then, you know, you have a house in LA that's built in the early 1900s. They used hardwood floor instead of concrete, what they use now. So I you know, moved in and go in one night, you know, couldn't sleep, pull up that carpet, and there was hardwood under there. So myself and a friend of mine, we pulled all that up and had the floors refinished. That was the best thing I could have ever done to that house, was that. And I certainly don't regret that at all. So, but I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, but yeah, we are coming up on, you know, 3 years of marriage, and it's flying by. It's just like, oh my God, it's really, you know, flying by a lot. I mean, the fact that we're going to look up, it's going to be 3 years in October, and I'm looking forward, you know, to going to Jamaica. Now, whether or not he goes or not is still kind of, you know, up in the air, because it's really kind of more like a girl's trip. So I don't know if he really wants to be like, okay, TeeTee, I'll go, you know, if he's really going to, you know, want to go on a girl's trip. But he lives to Jamaica or the Caribbean just like I do. So, you know, it'll be all good. This foundation has really good coverage. I don't know what's going on with my skin. It's like something is spreading, breaking out. It's on my shoulder. And they you know, my doctor subscribed something to me that, you know, didn't work. And it was a lotion, and it smelled absolutely terrible. But I'd have to put it on before the shower and, you know, rinse it off, you know, in the shower. And it just is not working. They claim I have some sort of skin fungus of sorts, tinea versicolor, which is something I've dealt with most of my life, but it's never quite been like this before, where it was just like my back. Now it's my shoulders, my arms. It's spreading, and it's very, very concerning, you know, to me. Okay. Okay. Like that. This is another foundation that I slept on simply because it was radiant and because my skin is oily. I stayed away from it. So, but it has really, really nice coverage. It's just one of those I picked up, you know, probably during a sale at Sephora, and I love it. And as I've said before, I mix it with my double wear because the double wear is matte, and I mix the two, you know, together, and the coverage with both of them is actually really, really nice. So, I mean, I do have the creamy concealer here from NARS. I got another color, caramel, recently, which is a medium dark, and I like this one from Estee Lauder. We'll go with this one. This is a favorite too. Yes, I'm looking. I'm like, oh, I have a lot of concealer favorites. Kevin Aquan. Look at that. I mean, I've actually used this one, and I'm going with that one. Yeah, it's this concealer. I just love it. I just love it. It's a creamy concealer. And it holds well, it goes on well. I just really like it. So, and I'm just dabbing in here. Okay, wet. All right, and let's see. This is a really good concealer here. Again, and you know, I got this, the girl at Sephora, you know, recommended this. Sometimes the shit they recommend is just so off. And I was at some Sephora somewhere. I was out of town someplace. And I asked for I was looking for a new concealer because I am totally addicted to concealers. Why? I don't know. I'll buy them, and if I'll use them, you know, a few times, and then I'll put them down again. I won't pick them up again at all, you know, because for obvious reason, maybe I didn't like, you know, the coverage or the lack of coverage, you know, that it provided. I try not to go too heavy on concealer, simply because, you know, I have, you know, the smile lines, you know, under here. And I just try not to overdo it too much with concealer. But the girl at, you know, Sephora spoke highly of it. Then another girl did too. I think they just kind of tag teamed me. And I really like it. I really do like it. And now what I will tell you that I like, and I'm a total admirer of this, is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finishing Powder. This is something I have slept on, and I will be the first to tell you that I slept on it, and I bought it, and this is medium. So I use this along with, I do use my Studio Fix C6 powder from MAC, which is good too. And then I tried this, I mean, and just dab it, you know, under my eyes. Just, I try not to get too much, and my eyes are pretty much set from that point. I mean, look at my brush, picks up a lot of that. And I'll just kind of take it down a little bit. Not too far. But if you don't have this, definitely a favorite for sure. Love, love, love it. Okay, so let's add some eyeliner. Okay, eyeliner done. It's all starting to come together. Still haven't decided what I'm going to put under the eyes, but I am going to, let's see. I have this Black Up contouring kit that I absolutely love, and I like Black Up. They've definitely, you know, put out some really good products, you know, I think, but I like this a lot. And I just take it down here. Not a whole lot. All right. I have a lot of favorites. But, you know, when you have so much, you know, makeup, definitely hard not to have, you know, a couple of favorites. But, you know, as I was saying, so we're coming up on, you know, 3 years of marriage. It's been, you know, it's been a good 3 years. You know, I love my husband dearly. He really, really is a good guy. And, you know, he's just kind of one of those, you know, such a great compliment. I'm like, how is the sun? I'm sitting in front of a window. I'm like, I don't know how the sun looks. It's almost noon, so just I can always adjust the lighting. This is a really nice contouring kit, and it's one of those, I bought it a while ago. Didn't use it because guess what? I've got an Anastasia contour kit. So, you know, for me, I force myself to use everything. It's got to be in front of me because truly, if it's out of sight, it is definitely out of mind for me. So I, you know, as I say, you know, I rotate my makeup, you know, every week. So, you know, and I try to get to, you know, as many products, you know, as I can or as I have, because there's just so much. See this? Yeah, see this? Now you're going to get creasing because I think that's just a given, you know, when you have lines, but the powder actually sets really, really, really nice. Hold on. So let's see, let's go with my favorite eyeshadow primer here. And I mean, our marriage is certainly, you know, not perfect, you know, by any means. You know, we don't really, you know, argue a lot, you know. I mean, he'll get on me about certain things, you know, as I get on him, you know, about, you know, certain things, but you can't even tell I put eyeliner on. That's because it was just... And so for blush, I'm going to go in with my Natasha Denona palette. I saw Jackie Aina use this recently, and she spoke on the fact that, you know, people were sleeping on this palette. It came out, it had all the hype. The one that Natasha released recently, I didn't particularly care for that one. That was just too pinky for me. But like this one, I mean, I've always used this one. I reviewed it. I absolutely love this one. So, you know, I was just kind of like, I get where she's coming from. I totally do. And I just kind of dip my brush into those two colors, you know, there. But it's really a nice palette, and I think it looks good on a lot of people. So I know I'm all over the place, but yeah. So as we, you know, we don't really, my husband and I, back on him, you know, we don't really argue a lot. You know, we just kind of will hash things out as best we can. We genuinely get along and really like each other and to be in each other's company. And you know, not a lot of married people, you know, can say that. But, you know, it's only, you know, some would say, well, you've only been married, you know, a few years. Okay, yeah, you can argue that, you know, too, but, you know, you should kind of like the person, kind of want to be around the person, you know, you're with. So, you know, that's just my thought. I'm going to dust a little more of this. Actually, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier powder. Hold please. Because it's not far from me. And I'm just going to kind of lightly dust this all over. It got a lot of stuff going on this desk. So, but, you know, we, you know, make it work. And the crazy part is we're different in so many ways. And I think that's how or why it works, you know, and just being, you know, just silly, you know, not taking each other or, you know, life that seriously. So it's like, you know, you just want to, you know, enjoy, you know, each other's, you know, company, you know, while you can. So, yeah. I got a lot of favorites here. Okay, you guys. So this is the final product. Some of my favorites. So, oh boy. I took, let's see, highlighter, Jaclyn Hill, carrots. Love this. And a little goes a long way. You don't even have to wet the brush for this one. I took the color, I think it's sponsored, in Jackie Ina's palette, the green color here. And that's what I decided to add under my lower lash line. So I kind of wanted to use both of my favorite palettes right now. Jackie being number one, and Amory a very close first runner-up as far as makeup palettes. And then the lipstick, if you guys have not tried Charlotte Tilbury's lipsticks, I have a couple, and they are just the bomb. And the color I'm wearing now is Night Crimson, and I love her lipsticks. It's creamy. It's part of her, what is it called? The Pillow Talk collection, but it's referred to as Kissing. It's an acronym for something. So this is it. Yeah, I actually really like the way this came out. Some great favorites I have here. If I were to recommend a few items, I would definitely say this powder from Charlotte Tilbury. I slept on this, and then when I bought it, and again, this is one of the reasons I don't bake anymore, because this is such a good powder. And it's a little goes a long way kind of powder too. My lashes are Ardell, the Mega Volume 252. These are my favorite lashes. Don't get me wrong. I have some Lily lashes. I have some Huda lashes. But these, I always come back to these. And these are $7.99, $8.99. I mean, you, at the most $10.99, let's just say. Can't beat it. And I had a coupon or something like, it was National Lash Day, and I picked up a couple pairs. So, you know, definitely, you know, that, but a favorite, definitely this powder from Charlotte. It's on the pricier side. I think it's about 48 or 50 bucks, but it's so good. I would definitely recommend it, especially if, you know, you're like me and moving away from baking, you know, a lot. And like I said in my last video, I do still bake, just not as often. And I definitely don't use nearly as much powder as I did once before. So I like all the way all of this came out, using some of my favorite products. I was going to go with a gloss on top of this, but don't need it. I'm just sticking with this for right now, guys. So let me know what you think. You know, are some of these your favorites too? Let me know in the comments section. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. I'm sorry, it's probably longer than normal, but you know, when it comes to makeup and beauty, and then we're just, you know, sitting here talking, you know, just time gets away. But let me know what you guys think. And until next time, your girl TeeTee Tanya is out.